This video is going to be breaking down what are the 4 best sniper rifles to use inside Warzone at the moment. We got quite a few adjustments in the Season 2 Reloaded update, and that changed some of the sniper rifles. So we're going to go over this in this video. If you do enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 50k subscribers. Click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our second channel. But like I said, we're going to be going over the 4 best snipers, and we're going to break it down into 2 different categories. We're going to have 2 long-range sniper rifles and we're going to have 2 aggressive sniper rifles. So we pulled some basic stats from the sim.gg website, and we'll take a look at the actual full website in just a moment as well. But I wanted to pull some of the important stats from that so we can get an easier comparison here on the spreadsheet. But I also want to mention flinch resistance is important as well, but I'll just need to talk about that as we go through it, because they did buff flinch resistance on the Cold War snipers and even some of the Vanguard snipers because they fixed the airborne elastic wrap and some of the other wraps as well. But again, that's kind of hard to show, and I will mention flinch resistance as we go through it. But we've categorized these 2 into long range and aggressive snipers. Now, you can use this in different ways. You can either use the long range ones on Caldera because it's a bigger map, you need the better bullet velocity, or you can use the aggressive ones if you want to. And the aggressive ones are probably going to be more aimed towards the new Rebirth map. So just keep that in mind as we go through these. Now, mainly focusing on bullet velocities here, the best sniper rifle for bullet velocity with the meta builds, these all have the meta builds, is the ZRG sniper. So if you do want the best long range sniper for bullet velocity anyway, it would be the ZRG, but bullet velocity isn't everything, and that is what we're going to show in just a moment as well. But like I said, bullet velocity looks pretty solid on the ZRG. The HDR is probably the second best as well, so that's also going to be a solid gun. Now, when it comes to ADS times for the long range snipers, the Tundra is the best, so it's still got a solid bullet velocity and it's got a pretty good ADS time. I actually like the Tundra quite a lot. If it wasn't for the amount of flinch it has, I think it'd actually be a really solid sniper rifle. The HDR, ZRG and AX50 actually have pretty good flinch resistance, so you will be able to land your shot still. Moving on to the aggressive snipers now, when it comes to bullet velocity, the SPR is the best, and it does have one of the worst aim down sight times, then followed by the Pellington when it comes to bullet velocity, but has a really good aim down sight time. Again, the issue with the Pellington is just the fact that the flinch is very high if you do get shot at. Even with the airborne elastic wrap, it's still difficult to land your shots. I do think this could be a solid gun. If they fix the flinch on it, I think it'd be really popular, just similar to the Tundra. Both of these guns do feel really good in certain scenarios, but as soon as you start getting shot at, it's kind of hard to hit your shots at that point. Now, if you're looking for the fastest possible ADS sniper in the game with a solid build for bullet velocity, then the Swiss is the best sniper now. It has a better bullet velocity in the Modern Warfare car, and it's got 1 millisecond faster aim down sight time with the meta builds, obviously. So just keep that in mind, and the flinch resistance on the Swiss is pretty solid too. The Vanguard KAR98 is just kind of got a slow ADS time. It does have a pretty solid bullet velocity, but you're probably even better off with something like the Pellington. Now, what we have here is a sim.gg website with all of the long range sniper rifles across the top with the meta builds. We'll show you the builds at the end of this video, but what I want to actually show you here is the fact that we've got 300 health, sorry, which is what you'll see right here. And also we're looking at the number of bullets to kill. Now, first of all, we're going to take a look at chest. We're going to take a look at the neck shots, the extremity shots, and the headshots as well. We'll start off with headshots. Headshots is a one-hit headshot with all these sniper rifles, even with that 300 health. So regardless of which sniper you use, you're always going to get a one-hit headshot. Neck shots now, we're looking at neck shots at the 300 health, as you can see right here. And every single sniper rifle, if you land only neck shots, you'll get a 2-shot kill with every single one of the high caliber snipers. Then we're looking at chest shots, and as you can see here now, it makes a bit of a difference. The HDR, if you land only chest shots, you're going to get a 3-shot kill. The Tundra is the same, and the AX50 is also the same. The only one that you get a 2-shot kill with is the ZRG. Now, the one that I find most important is probably going to be the upper arm shots. So this is going to be really important, and the reason for that is because sometimes you feel like you landed a chest shot or something like that, but you actually end up hitting the extremities. And for the most part, all these snipers are very similar, so you're going to get a 3-shot kill if you land the extremity shots. And then once it gets past a certain range, which is around about 100 meters, the damage does drop off with these snipers, and you start getting a 4-shot kill with each one of these sniper rifles besides the ZRG. So the ZRG still continues to be a 3-shot kill. And the last thing I want to take a look at here is the bullet drop. Now, sometimes bullet drop and bullet velocity get confused, but the bullet can actually drop more even though the gun shoots faster, or the bullet's got better bullet velocity. And that's also really important to know as well. So what we're looking at here is the bullet drop of these sniper rifles, and as you can see, the HDR actually has the best bullet drop, so it drops the least out of all of these. So even though it doesn't have the best bullet velocity, it does have the second best bullet velocity, and it's got the least amount of bullet drop. Then it's actually followed by the Tundra, which is actually quite surprising, then the ZRG, and then the AX50. So even though the ZRG has the best possible bullet velocity, it actually drops quite a lot compared to the Tundra and the HDR, and it's probably why these two sniper rifles actually feel pretty good when we use them inside Warzone. So we did the exact same test on the aggressive snipers as well. So we've got the Vanguard KAR, the Modern Warfare KAR, SPR, Swiss, and Pellington. And these are all the meta builds once again. So what we want to take a look at is actually the damage values once more. So as we can see here, we've got 300 health, sorry. And we've got the upper extremities damage. As you can see here, the most consistent sniper is the SPR. Then the Pellington does have a 4-shot kill at those longer ranges, but in the closer range is a 3-shot kill. But pretty much every other sniper is a 4-shot kill at that range. And then the Swiss actually drops off to a 5-shot kill. So that's not so good when it comes to extremity shots. But the most shot location will probably be the chest still when it comes to sniper rifles here. So for the most part, you will get a 2-shot kill with most of these sniper rifles, besides the Pellington as well as the Vanguard KAR. So that's just something you want to keep in mind. And then the SPR continues out over range. The Swiss does drop off after a certain point as well. So the Swiss will be good in below 70 meters or 80 meters, but after that kind of range, it does drop off in its damage overall. When it comes to neck shots, once again, it's very similar. So the SPR is probably the most consistent. The Swiss does drop off over range. The Pellington does kill on a 3-shot kill. And then the Vanguard KAR and Modern Warfare KAR does kill on a 2-shot kill as well. So that's just something you want to keep in mind. And they're pretty consistent over range too. When it comes to headshots, they're all a 1-shot kill, so you don't need to worry too much about that one. But the last thing we need to take a look into is the actual bullet drop. So the SPR has the best bullet drop as well as the best bullet velocity out of all the aggressive snipers. It just has one of the worst ADS times, which is the only drawback. Then we've got the KAR98K from Vanguard. Then we've got the Pellington, then the Swiss, and then the Modern Warfare KAR. It's got the worst bullet drop out of the bunch. So now let's quickly run through what are the 4 best snipers in my opinion right now. So when it comes to long range snipers, I do think the ZRG is up there. The bullet drop isn't the best, but when it comes to bullet velocity, still a solid option. So you still will be hitting your shots if you're within a certain range, and that's like below 500 meters. On top of that, this is the best builds. You want to use the wrap suppressor, combat recon barrel, 5mm laser, bruiser grip, airborne elastic wrap, and it is the most consistent sniper when it comes to damage as well. So if you want to be able to get those more consistent 2-shot kills, providing you're not landing any headshots. Now, another option is also the HDR in my opinion. The HDR is a solid option. It's got good bullet velocity, but one of the best bullet drops. So you're still going to land your shots at long range, even though they're not going to travel as fast. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. On top of that, it has the least amount of flinch out of some of the sniper rifles in this game. So you will definitely get your shots off, even though you're getting shot at. And that is what makes the Modern Warfare weapons pretty good in this game, is that they have the least amount of flinch. So that is definitely why it's a solid option. So I do think the HDR is another one. So you do want to use the mono suppressor, the 26.9-inch barrel, the tac laser, the stalker scout stock, and the focus perk, which will help with that flinch. Now, when it comes to aggressive snipers, as much as I would like to put the Pellington in this list, it's just really not that good at the moment because the flinch is still pretty bad. So I do think the Swiss is still up there when it comes to aggressive snipers. It's got the fastest ADS. It's got a solid damage profile, not the best, of course. It still drops off when it comes to extremity shots over long distances. So that's something you need to keep in mind when using the sniper. But it's definitely one of the more aggressive sniper rifles. So if you are using it kind of to quick scope and stuff, it's probably going to be the solid option for you. You want to use the GRU suppressor, combat recon barrel, 5mm laser, bruiser grip, or you can use a bigger mag and the airborne elastic wrap to get the bonus to flinch resistance. Now, they did kind of buff the flinch resistance on the Swiss anyway, and using the airborne elastic will help a tiny bit more. And then there's my personal favorite sniper rifle at the moment, which is the SPR. I do think it's probably one of the best snipers in the game. It's got good bullet velocity, one of the best bullet drops, one of the best damage profiles, and just overall just a well-rounded sniper. And I don't really know why a lot of people are not using this. It actually has a new barrel added to the game, which is the Vera Twist 9.6, which I didn't actually notice, but I checked the stats on it. It's not too great. You still want to use the 26-inch barrel anyway. But overall, this is the best build for it. So mono suppressor, 26-inch barrel, tac laser, solo zero optic, and the Norma mags. You definitely need the Norma mags to get the better bullet velocity. And overall, I do think the SPR is my personal favorite and the best sniper rifle to use in this game at the moment. If you did enjoy this video and you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we try to reach our goal of 50k subscribers. Click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our second channel. And thank you very much for watching.